morning. Good morning, happy Friday. It is 8:30 and today I am going to do a little vlog style video and show you all around my day because I am gonna have a fall tea party tomorrow down under the tree in our backyard. And I've mentioned that a couple of times on here that I have little tea parties sometimes. And a few people were interested in seeing how that works. So I thought today I could show you like my preparation and what all goes into throwing a little tea party. Just like my house, the tea parties are made up with a lot of collected, thrifted dishes and different things, candlesticks, taper candles. Mostly all of it is thrifted, so I hope this inspires you to set up a fancy thrifted table and gather some friends and, you know, just make a day special for no reason at all other than you feel like being fancy. I started doing this probably 3 years ago. After I had my second baby, I struggled a lot with postpartum, which came out of nowhere because with my first, it was totally a different experience. So I started doing the little tea parties as a way to motivate myself and get some community, and it just stuck, and I've tried to do 1 or 2 tea parties every year after that. And it was such a good creative outlet for me, getting to decorate a different space outdoors, and I don't know, it's been really fun. And the way that I did it was I just made a Facebook post and said, hey, I really want to decorate a table under my tree. Would anyone be interested in joining me for like a tea party or something? And I had about 8 or 10 little comments on there of ladies that were interested, and they showed up, and that's just how it's been ever since. I just say whoever wants to come is invited, and they bring a little snack, and I provide drinks and some food myself, and we just sat down under the tree and talked for a couple hours, and it's been so fun. So my boys are still asleep right now since it is Friday. We do need to do homeschool. We're gonna do language arts and reading and handwriting today, and that'll take us a couple hours, hopefully, if he's motivated this morning. And then after that, I am going to clean the house really good, wipe down my cabinets. They get so dirty because they are cream color, so I need to do that. And my appliances need to be shined up. They look terrible right now. Also need to do the floors and the bathrooms. I probably won't show you all of that because that just sounds really boring, but I will show you once I get all of my teacups and put together like a tablecloth and things. I'll show you that because I feel like that's the best part. And then I'll show you some of the things I've bought for little fall treats in case you do decide you want to do this. Maybe I'll give you some ideas, ways to make it a little easy. And what else? Of course, I'll show you tomorrow the setup of the table and what it looks like when I get it all together. So hopefully this is interesting. I don't know, we'll see, but I'm gonna get busy getting the boys' school stuff ready. So every single morning I go around and straighten up the house, and I make pickup piles, start the dishes and the laundry. I've already got the laundry going. So anything that is the boys, I will put on this little bench, and we call those pickup piles, and they will just put their stuff away. That makes it a little easier for them, you know, if it's in one place. Less of a struggle to get them to help. And then, uh-oh, I hear them getting up. And then we start school. So I'm gonna go on and get a fall ambiance. We like those for school. And then we'll get started picking up and prepping our homeschool for the day. Also, for homeschool, we do the little fall ambiance, and our TV is so old, we need to get a new one, because sometimes you have to turn it off and turn it on like 5 times before it works. But I was gonna try to show you all how we do, there we go, the fall ambiance. You just go to YouTube, and you search, whoop. Oh my gosh. There we go. You can do antique fall art, screensaver, fall ambiance. And then you just scroll through and pick the one that you want. We do a different one every day. Let's do this one since it's tea party day. And you can hear the birds. Okay, so for first grade right now we're doing the good and the beautiful. We also read the Bible. I make him do some reading on his own, and then we do either language arts or math and handwriting. So I pull all the supplies we're gonna need. He does spelling today. You're supposed to do this on their computer, on their app, but I'm gonna do it on the whiteboard. Just so we don't have to get the computer out and have extra screen time. Also, the good thing about the good and the beautiful is it's open and go, so every day you just open up to the page in the lesson that you're on, and it tells you if you need extra stuff. So we've got our paint ready. So I just kind of make a stack of what we're gonna need to get started for the day. And then we go wherever we decide to do school, get this done, and then it goes right back in here. Out of sight, out of mind for the weekend. Hey, for breakfast, the boys are having egg bites. They already had a chocolate granola bar. So, while they're eating this, I'm gonna do the dishes. Bon appetit. Okay, I straightened up the couch and I've got our pickup pile ready. We'll also read one of these fall books. I will read it to them for school, and I don't know if he wants to do it. Where do you want to do school today, Cortland?
Maybe out there.
Okay. Sometimes we do our school out here. You can see this area needs to be straightened up. So I'm gonna do that while they're eating, and then I need to do my dishes. So everyone just picking things up, putting them back. Our puppy has got a hold of this pumpkin. Okay, we've got cozy little screensaver playing out here for school. And I've got our little porch lights on. This is where we'll have the tea party. The only thing is the pond is still covered in this yucky moss, and I don't love that, but I wanted to go in and do it now because all the fall festivals are going to start in October. In a perfect world, the leaves would all be completely changed and the pond would be clear, but we're just going to go with it. It'll still be a good time. So, we got our porch swing cleaned up. Are you snuggly over there? And then we did plant some mums in here. I've never put mums in my window box, so I know they're supposed to be full sun, and our porch is completely covered, so hopefully they'll survive for a little while, and if I see they're not doing great, I'll move them somewhere else, but they do look pretty back here. Now we just need to get our school stuff ready and get that done. Forgot to grab our colored pencils for his handwriting. Usually he does have to color a little bit. So he has started on his handwriting. And while he does that, I'm going to start doing this massive amount of dishes that I did not do last night. So, and then after this, I'll help him finish up with school. Okay, dishes are done. I just got all this out of the dishwasher. I washed a bunch of cups and saucers and an extra kettle just in case. And then here's some of the stuff that I got for our fall tea party, just to make it festive. These are pumpkin pie flavored. I'm gonna make little pumpkins with cutie oranges. I'll show you. Okay, my hair is crazy, but we just got done with school right at 10:30, so that was perfect. The boys wanted an apple after we read the Johnny Appleseed story, so that was nice. Now I'm gonna go on and put dinner in the crock pot for tonight. We just found out a couple of days ago that my husband has alpha-gal or alpha-gal, I don't even know how to pronounce it, it's literally so new, syndrome, which is basically a disease, kind of like Lyme disease, from a tick bite. He works in the woods doing construction, so excavation work, that type of stuff. So we are having to adjust some things around here, and what we know so far, he's actually at a doctor's appointment right now, so we're gonna learn more hopefully, but what we know so far is that he cannot eat red meat, maybe dairy, no pork, so basically chicken and fish. So this is a meal that we love as our family. I've made it several times. I think there's even old videos on here of me making it, but it's a chicken burrito bowl, and then I make creamy jalapeno dip to put on top. It's really, really delicious. So it's a good thing it's a crock pot meal. I just throw it in, and then later when he gets home, all I'll have to do is cook our rice, and it'll be ready. We just load up a bowl, and yeah. So I am gonna throw everything in the crock pot, and hopefully this will be a yummy meal that won't make him sick. So if you know anything about it, let me know, because we're new here. We're just trying to figure this thing out. But I'll show you kind of the ingredients I put in mine. Like I said, I'm pretty sure there's a video on here of the whole recipe, but let's get started. Okay, so I've got our ingredients laid out here. This is just what I put in mine. You can change this and add or take away whatever you want. But I've got my chicken breasts in the crock pot on low, and I am going to season with a little bit of salt and pepper. And then, I like salt. And then we are gonna do 1 tablespoon of chili powder and 1 tablespoon of cumin. And that's it for our seasoning. And then we add all the veggies. And now I'm gonna add in some minced garlic. We love garlic. Also some chopped cilantro. And then I have a sweet onion and some green bell pepper left over. I'm gonna throw that in there. Usually I would use a red onion, but sweet onion is just as good. And then black beans that I had left over from yesterday. And also some corn. I just use this big frozen bag for this recipe. And then I don't really measure, as you can see. And then a can of Rotel. And you can put some jalapeno if you want to. I'm not going to, just because we have the boys and I don't want it to be too spicy. I put that in the dip, but I'm gonna go in and top it with lime juice and put the lid on and let this cook until lunchtime, and then I'll check it. But once your chicken is completely cooked, you just shred it up and mix this all together, and then you will have your cilantro lime rice. I use this one, it's just easy. And you just make a big old bowl and top it with cheese and guacamole and dip and all kinds of good stuff, and it is delicious. Okay, for the creamy jalapeno dip, it's really easy to make. I've got sour cream and mayo and a splash of milk just to thin it out a little bit. And now I'm gonna add a whole packet of ranch seasoning. And then you can add as many or as little jalapenos as you want. You can tell it's been a while since I've done any cooking videos. And then I always add a little bit of the juice in here. And then lime juice. Make sure you save enough of your lime to top with your burrito bowl. And since I have a green pepper, I'm gonna throw a little bit of that in here too. I've never done that before, but it should make it a nice green color and give it a little more flavor. And then a ton of cilantro. Just tuck that in. And we're just gonna put the lid on and mix this up. So this is our dip that you can eat it with just tortilla chips, but we like to top it on our burrito bowls. It's really, really good. So I'm just gonna put this whole thing in the refrigerator, and we'll have that for tonight. And then I went ahead and chopped up some veggies to top our bowls with. I'm just gonna put them in this container. So all I have to do is make our rice and then get out the cheese and guacamole and sour cream, and then we just build the bowls and dinner will be done. So I'm gonna do that and then do dishes again. And while I was in the refrigerator, I figured I would go on and show you some of the things I grabbed at the grocery for my tea party in case I don't have time. Good. You've been looking for that flashlight. In case I don't have time in the morning when I'm rushing around. So I got Dunkin' Cold Brew Pumpkin Spice Coffee to have PSLs. And you know I'm going to put them in that pretty little dispenser. I feel like that just says fall pumpkin. So I got that, and then pumpkin pie spice cold foam creamer for the top. Pumpkin pie spice creamer. I haven't tried any of this, so hopefully it's good. I don't know, but I figured you know, if people don't like tea, it'd be good to have a couple more options. This is just a sparkling apple cider. I'm gonna dice up some apple slices and some orange slices and have cinnamon sticks for drinks as well. And then I went ahead and prepared a dill chicken salad with the rotisserie chicken. This is super yummy. I'm pretty sure I have a video on that too. But I'm gonna go on and make little tea sandwiches in the morning and have those cut in little triangles. And then I got brie that I'm gonna use minced garlic, honey, walnuts, and rosemary. That's really good, and we'll dip it with like French bread. I got green apples and caramel. And then I made a pumpkin cheese ball, which your green pepper, you use it as a stem. It's hard to see with this wrapping. I'll show you tomorrow when I have the party set up, but you just make a regular cheese ball, however you make yours. And then I rolled this in little cheese crackers to give it the orange color on the outside. And then to make the pumpkin shape, you just wrap it in plastic wrap and then take rubber bands and kind of make indentions for your pumpkin. So I'm gonna put all this back and get busy doing something else. We have already been to the pumpkin patch for homeschool days and grabbed a few pumpkins, and we also went to Lowe's to get a bunch more, and we got some mums, so I'm going to water these before I forget. You have to have pumpkins and mums for a fall tea party. Look at the stem on that one. We just have pumpkins galore. I'll pull some of these down to take down by the table for our tea party. Last night I made some chili actually I made this yesterday for lunch. Since Blue cannot have beef anymore, the boys and I had chili for lunch, and we're gonna have chili for lunch again today to get rid of that. They are cleaning their playroom. Honey's taking a nap. I just did another little laundry, so I am looking forward to a lunch break. And then my goal for the rest of the day is to clean both of the bathrooms, and I've got a package coming in today that's gonna have some tea and napkins, so I'll show you all that. And then I think we're gonna sweep and mop tonight, and that way tomorrow morning I get up and get ready, get myself ready and everything else, and then all we have to do is set up the table. It's not gonna rain tonight or anything, and we have tarps, so we probably are gonna go in and set our table up, and maybe the chairs too, and just cover them overnight. That way it saves us some time in the morning, so I'll show you that. What I do for chairs is I have a bunch of different little pretty chairs around the house, and I just pull them and set up a table with different chairs, different teacups and saucers, and it comes together really nice, so can't wait for the fun part to begin. Okay, lunch is served. The boys are watching Paw Patrol, so that's probably super noisy in the background, but I've got them some honey peanut butter Uncrustables to go with theirs. They like sour cream to cool it down a little bit. And then I love cheese and crackers in mine. Do you all put noodles in your chili or not? I like spaghetti in mine. That's how I grew up eating chili, so that's how I make mine. But here we go. Time to sit down for a minute. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, I had lunch and finished cleaning this bathroom. My hair is a mess. I had to take it down. My head was getting heavy on my head. But we're getting there. We are getting there. I want to show you one of the most beautiful sights you can see when you're cleaning. So hang on. Empty laundry. It doesn't last long, and it deserves a moment. So this is the bathroom. You don't get to see this area very much, but I've wiped down all the cabinets and the sinks and scrubbed the toilet. Got a new rug in here. Yeah. So everything is ready and clean. All I have to do tonight, which I'm taking a break, is the floor. But that's gonna wait. So same thing in here. Everything has been picked up for the most part. Just have to do the floors. Isn't this a beautiful view? A crate for when we leave. There we go. It looks pretty decent for now until I clean the floors. Feels good to have the house clean. This is the dress that I think I might wear tomorrow. It's one I've never worn before, but feel like it's pretty. I like the puff sleeves and the lace. So we will see. Okay, my zinnias are almost done here, but I'm gonna cut a few stems for the table tomorrow. Go on and get that done. It is almost 5 o'clock now and my package hasn't came in yet, so this video's turned out to be pretty long. So I think what I'm gonna do is pick up again tomorrow and do a part 2 of the tea party. And when I go inside, I will show you how dinner is looking. I forgot to update you. My rice is almost done. And this is what it looks like when your chicken is all shredded with all the veggies. You turn this off, and then I'll show you a short clip of the bowl once I get it all prepared.